Welcome to a nostalgic look at school supplies from 1900 to 2000. From pencils and lunchboxes to rulers and notebooks, these essential items were a big part of every student's day. Each decade brought new designs, materials, and innovations that shaped the way kids learned. Let's take a journey through the evolution of the top 10 school supplies that defined classrooms over the last century. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and enjoy the journey. 1. Pencils, 1900s. At the start of the 20th century, pencils were among the most basic yet essential school supplies. The humble pencil offered a durable, inexpensive way for students to write, take notes, and work on math problems. Pencils in the early 1900s were simple, with no eraser tops, and required sharpening with a small knife or blade. As the years progressed, pencils evolved in both style and functionality. By mid-century, the familiar yellow pencil with an eraser on top became a classroom standard. Pencils offered students a reliable tool for practicing penmanship, solving equations, and expressing creativity. 2. Notebooks, 1910s. The introduction of notebooks changed the way students organized their schoolwork. In the early 1900s, students often wrote on individual sheets of paper or on slates. By the 1910s, bound notebooks became more widely available, allowing students to keep their notes and assignments together in one place. These early notebooks were often lined or grid paper, encouraging neatness and structure in writing. As the years passed, notebooks evolved to include colorful covers, spiral bindings, and even ruled lines specifically for younger children learning to write. Notebooks helped students improve their organizational skills and created a personal record of their learning journey. 3. Chalk and chalkboards, 1920s. Chalk and chalkboards became a classroom standard in the early 20th century, allowing teachers to share lessons visibly with the entire class. This new teaching method helped students stay engaged and allowed them to follow along with lessons step by step. Students themselves often used small slate boards for personal work, which could be wiped clean and reused. As the years went by, classrooms transitioned to larger chalkboards, and the chalk dust era began. Chalkboards encouraged interaction, allowing teachers to visually explain lessons in subjects like math and spelling. By mid-century, colored chalks made their way into classrooms, adding a bit of creativity to lessons and projects. 4. Rulers, 1930s. Rulers became essential tools for students during the 1930s, particularly in subjects like math and geometry. Made of wood, metal, or plastic, rulers help students measure lines accurately, draw straight edges, and learn basic principles of measurement. The standardized 12-inch ruler became a staple in students' pencil cases and desks. Rulers taught students about units of measurement and spatial relationships, skills that were crucial for understanding geometry and other math topics. Over time, rulers evolved to include markings in both inches and centimeters, reflecting the need for metric measurements in education. 5. Lunchboxes, 1950s. The 1950s saw the rise of the iconic lunchbox, which became more than just a practical item, it was also a statement of personal style. Early lunchboxes were metal and often featured popular characters, TV shows, or colorful designs. For students, the lunchbox became a way to express individuality and bring a bit of home into the school day. Lunchboxes with thermos flasks allowed kids to bring homemade soups or hot drinks, adding a touch of comfort to school lunches. As years went by, lunchboxes shifted from metal to lightweight plastic, featuring increasingly diverse designs to cater to different tastes. Lunchboxes were durable, reusable, and became a reliable part of a student's school day. 6. Crayons, 1960s. In the 1960s, crayons became a favorite school supply for young students, enabling them to explore their creativity and bring color into their projects. Crayons were easy to use, non-toxic, and came in a wide range of colors, making them perfect for art classes and creative activities. Iconic brands like Crayola introduced larger color sets, giving students more options for self-expression. Crayons allowed children to learn about colors, develop fine motor skills, and engage in artistic experimentation. Over the years, crayon sets expanded to include hundreds of colors, special effects like glitter, and even scented varieties. 7. Backpacks, 1970s. By the 1970s, backpacks became an essential part of school life, making it easier for students to carry their books, notebooks, and supplies. Early backpacks were basic, but they quickly evolved to include padded straps, multiple compartments, and durable materials. The backpack became a symbol of readiness and organization for students of all ages. As the popularity of backpacks grew, brands began introducing designs that reflected personal style and individuality. By the 1990s, backpacks were almost as much a fashion statement as they were a practical school supply, with logos, patches, and colors that showcased each student's personality. Today, backpacks remain a critical part of student life, combining style with practicality in carrying the weight of education. 8. Erasers, 1980s. Erasers have always been a key part of students' supplies, but the 1980s saw the rise of novelty erasers in all shapes, sizes, and scents. The classic pink eraser was joined by colorful, themed erasers that kids could collect, trade, and use in class. Erasers allowed students to correct mistakes easily, which was essential for learning and improving skills like writing and drawing. The introduction of fun designs added an element of enjoyment, making erasers a cherished part of the school experience. Some erasers came in unique shapes, like animals, fruits, or sports items, adding a touch of personality to students' desks. Erasers continue to be a small but significant part of school life, representing the idea that it's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. 9. Highlighters, 1990s. Highlighters became popular school supplies in the 1990s, helping students organize information and make key points stand out in their notes. The fluorescent colors of highlighters made them ideal for studying and reviewing, emphasizing critical points in textbooks, worksheets, and notebooks. The introduction of various colors allowed students to create color-coded systems, improving their organization and memory retention. Highlighters quickly became associated with note-taking, test preparation, and study sessions, aiding students in focusing on essential information. Over time, highlighters expanded to include pastel shades and erasable options, adding flexibility and choice. 10. Calculators, 1980s-2000s. Calculators became mainstream in schools by the 1980s, transforming math education. Initially limited to basic functions, calculators evolved into scientific and graphing models that supported complex calculations. For students, calculators provided a new way to explore math concepts, from simple arithmetic to advanced algebra and trigonometry. As technology advanced, calculators became more accessible and affordable, allowing students to learn math with greater precision and efficiency. Teachers integrated calculators into lessons, giving students hands-on experience with real-world math applications. By the 2000s, graphing calculators were common in high school classrooms, helping students visualize mathematical functions and solve problems more effectively. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the top school supplies of the 20th century. From pencils to calculators, these items shaped generations of students and classrooms. Each supply item told a story of progress and learning, helping students succeed along the way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more explorations of history, nostalgia, and beyond.